habit of drinking dark burgundies in the noonday insanity of the sun, with a fine disregard for their livers. The old man heard the music of the imperialists issuing from the Golden Hotel, heavy with the gaiety of despair, and he cursed the Hotel of Dreams in a loud, clear voice. "Shut that window," he shouted, "so that I don't have to die listening to that racket." And when the old woman servant, Hashmat Bibi, had fastened the shutters, he relaxed slightly, and summoning up the last reserves of his energy, altered the course of his fatal delirious flow. "Come quickly!" Hashmat Bibi ran from the room, yelling for the old man's daughters. "Your fatherji is sending himself to the devil." Mr. Shakil, having dismissed the outside world, had turned the rage of his dying monologue against himself, calling eternal damnation down upon his soul. "God knows what got his goat," Hashmat despaired, "but he is going in an incorrect way." The widower had raised his children with the help of Parsi wet nurses, Christian ayahs, and an iron morality that was mostly Muslim, although Chunni used to say that he had been made harder by the sun. The three girls had been kept inside that labyrinthine mansion until his dying day. Virtually uneducated, they were imprisoned in the Zanana wing, where they amused each other by inventing private languages and fantasizing about what a man might look like when undressed, imagining during their prepubertal years bizarre genitalia such as holes in the chest into which their own nipples might snugly fit. "Because, for all we knew in those days," they would remind each other amazedly in later life, "fertilization might have been supposed to happen through the breast." This interminable captivity forged between the three sisters a bond of intimacy that would never completely be broken. They spent their evenings seated at a window behind a lattice-work screen, looking towards the golden dome of the great hotel and swaying to the strains of the enigmatic dance music. And there are rumors that they would indolently explore each other's bodies during the languorous drowsiness of the afternoons, and, at night, would weave occult spells to hasten the moment of their father's demise. But evil tongues will say anything, especially about beautiful women who live far away from the denuding eyes of men. What is almost certainly true is that it was during these years, long before the baby scandal, that the three of them, all of whom longed for children with the abstract passion of their virginity, made their secret compact to remain triune, forever bound by the intimacies of their youth, even after the children came. That is to say, they resolved to share the babies. I cannot prove or disprove the foul story that this treaty was written down and signed in the co-mingled menstrual blood of the isolated Trinity, and then burned to ashes, being preserved only in the cloisters of their memories. But, for 20 years, they would have only one child. His name would be Omar Khayyam. All this happened in the 14th century. I'm using the Hejrin calendar, naturally. Don't imagine that stories of this type always take place long ago. Time cannot be homogenized as easily as milk. And in those parts, until quite recently, the 1300s were still in full swing. When Hashmat Bibi told them that their father had arrived at his final moments, the sisters went to visit him, dressed in their brightest clothes. They found him in the grip of an asphyxiating fist of shame, demanding of God, in gasps of imperious gloominess, that he be consigned for all eternity to some desert outpost of Jahannam, some borderland of hell. Then he fell silent, and Chunni, the eldest daughter, quickly asked him the only question of any interest to the three young women. "Father, we are going to be very rich now, is that not so?" "Whores," the dying man cursed them. "Don't count on it." The bottomless sea of wealth on which everyone had supposed the Shakil family fortunes to be sailing proved on the morning after his foul-mouthed death to be an arid crater. The fierce sun of his financial incompetence, which he had successfully concealed for decades behind his imposing patriarchal facade, his filthy